All right, we got a poem. It's a very old poem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're not going to need to know any background here. Let's just see what they say. So this is from John Dryden's 1697 translation. It is a 2,000-year-old poem. Queen Dido has just heard the Trojan hero Aeneas recount a sad tale. But anxious cares already seized the queen. She fed within her veins a flame unseen. The hero's valor, acts, and birth inspire her soul with love and fan the secret fire. His words, his looks imprinted in her heart, improve the passion and increase the smart. I mean, oh my gosh, they're saying the same thing over and over again, right? Cares seized upon the queen, flames unseen, inspire her soul, imprinted in her heart, improve the passion. So main purpose of the text is, I don't know, like she's interested in the story is kind of what I'm getting. So let's see. Choice A, to indicate that Dido is hiding her skepticism of Aeneas' account. There's no skepticism, right? There's nothing indicating skepticism. There's nothing indicating that she's hiding it. And everything says that she is really into this. She is falling either in love with him or something, but really just invested in the story. So no. B, to emphasize that Dido has been deeply affected by Aeneas' story. Deeply affected just means like, yeah, like it affects her. It matters to her in some way, right? Her anxious cares seize the queen, inspire her soul, imprinted on her heart, improve the passion. This feels like someone is being affected by this story. That seems pretty good. It's in a way, it's also very bland, right? It doesn't say in what way was she affected. Was she affected in a good way, in a bad way? You know, I don't know. I don't necessarily care though, right? It's an open-ended term, and that allows me to justify it in all sorts of ways. But I definitely feel like this idea of being affected by it is there. So I really like that choice. That's probably it. But let's look at C. To imply that Dido engages both emotionally and intellectually with Aeneas. Well, that's the trap, right? Because that's more specific. And so a lot of you are going to pick that because you like that it's more specific. But, you know, on the SAT, remember the game that we're playing, specific isn't necessarily good because the more specific you are, the more you have to match those specific ideas with things in the passage. Now, I can go with the emotionally, right? Emotionally engaged. That seems right? I mean, it talks about passion. That seems fine. I think intellectually, you're going to fall for the trap that it ends on the word smart. And so you're going to pick that. But notice that's one word that talks about intellectual stuff, right? And where else do they talk about that? Nowhere else, really. So you're resting that word intellectually on this one word, and you don't understand what you're reading. Smart here means almost like smart as in like when you stub your toe. Maybe in the old-timey, like, you know, Depression era, people would say, oh, that smarts. You know, it means like it hurts. There's pain. There's feeling involved. So increase the smart is not about increasing her intelligence or her SAT scores. It's about increasing her feelings about it. So it's not intellectually that she's engaging with it. She's not debating him. She's just listening to the story and is affected by it. Now, if you were between B and C, you gotta go with B because it's more bland, it's more vague, it's more open. It's easier to prove. You cannot prove B wrong while also proving C right. You know what I mean? Like if you are saying that it is talking about her emotional and intellectual engagement, then you're also necessarily saying that she is affected by it. So C cannot be true unless B is also true. And B is better because it's more vague and C is not actually true. That word intellectually is not supported. So I'm making a big deal about this because I know people are going to pick it. Let's look at D. To suggest that Dido is worried that Aeneas might discover a secret she is keeping from him. What? There's no secret. No. So it's definitely B. I thought it was going to be B. But yeah, this is a great question. This is exactly why, you know, people who read more are going to do better on the SAT. If you read more, if you read books, novels, older stuff, the word smart here, you're at least going to know it doesn't mean like brain smart. It means something else. And so you're able to kind of put that aside. But a lot of you are going to latch on to the fact that's the last word of the poem. You know what smart means in any other context. Intellectually feels like it matches with that. But really, look around this poem. There's nothing else that you can rest that on. And if, like I said, the more general strategy is if you have two answers that both seem that they could be true, go with the weaker, vague answer. B is weaker. It's less specific. It's not as strong, right? So C has a problem because it gets too specific and we can't back up that specific idea. We can back up half of it, right? And so many of you are going to be like, oh, good enough. And then intellectually smart, you're going to match that up. But that's such a nasty trap. But I don't know. It's obvious to me. I would never have fallen for that. It's so obvious to me that B is right and C has this trap involved.